EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Mason Crosby of the Packers has it teed up, and off we go from Lambeau. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack?
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. This is Ingram on first and 10. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a second and 6. They run for the first time with Justice Hill. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Here's Jackson to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Preston Smith, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
To try again after the sack. Jackson. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Well, how about the passing numbers so far on this first drive?
Oh, no doubt about it. They're flinging it around pretty successfully. And look at the start. The confidence level that we see in him rising because he's hit a few early. And how about the last one? The big shot right there.
Ricky. 24 is the mic. Bound to lose one.
Shifts by him, shreds the tackle, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. That'll bring up second down. At the 17-yard line. Back to the running game. It's Ingram, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. Open here is Allison. That's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
3 down, 3 down.
Rodgers to throw once more. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field, into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Back to the air, Jackson following the pick 6. Man open left side is Brown. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A
And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Zadarius Smith. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He finds Roberts, complete. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 42 yards.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch...
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Rodgers going to throw. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Rodgers. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Hey, we got 3, three down.
Jackson from the shotgun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ingram. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Ravens have retaken the lead.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Pernell McPhee able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack on 1st down, Rodgers, he's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Jair Alexander that time able to knock that one away.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Zadarius Smith in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
You can't block me. 25 up. I'm coming on, though. Say. Go. Check 26.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. So that one will be accepted. Brown, the lone receiver, left. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Now it's Jackson. That's caught at the 3. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard in the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Oh, and It's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
319. I got it. Watch twist. Get 300. 40's a mark. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Over.
They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A nice gain of 21 yards. Rodgers now on first down. And that's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. But it'll be second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. After the interception, here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And now it's second down. To throw is Jackson. Going to throw again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Check.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Throw left side complete. It's Ingram. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
$15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. Kelly. Don't let Kelly. Check.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off by Tavon Young. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Check.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 23.
Double 3 down going. 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line.
That play was well covered, just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Throwing now is Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Kevin King with a pick.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. It's a safety blitz and a sack for Earl Thomas.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
The throw over the middle taken in, and he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
This has been a really nice day for the defense. They've made it so difficult to find open receivers because they're able to squeeze the passing lanes down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next, even in zone defenses, and making it very hard to find an open spot for the quarterback to deliver the ball.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
24 is the mic.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. The second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
He had a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
First and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up first and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Now on second and 13. Rodgers. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pick up there of 20 yards. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection.
And he lost the football. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10. To throw is Jackson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 15 yards on the play, first down.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
Jackson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on second and 16. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And the pressure gets to him again.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now after that sack, it's third and long for Jackson and the Ravens. This time, Jackson will throw it. Brought in left side by Snead. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be first and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, the plays happen, let it go. It's over. Instead, he creates a penalty.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Switch gears.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Shift. Watch the shift. Come on.
They'll look to run with Ingram. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Back. Hey, 88.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Caught on the right side by Jones. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about 1 game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Mike 42. Mike 42. Yeah. 42. Yeah. Check 6 guys.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Preston Smith picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. On the move to his left. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 35 yards. And the Ravens continue to pour it on. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
The Packers on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now it's Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. On first down, Rodgers. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Throwing is Rodgers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy in the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. To throw, it's Rodgers. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To throw is Rodgers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Touchdown, Packers! From 21 yards away. And the Packers get a score closer. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score defensively. How do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Here we go. Here we go.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The Ravens on 3rd down. Can't fault these numbers, 7 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing is Jackson. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Dean Lowry able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Watch the curl. Teammate. Slam. Jim. Motion. 40's the mic.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
You got 58. Let's put that team on the bus. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Hey, look. 58.
Second and 5 now. Rodgers. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 69 yards. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Crosby with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he's got this down to the 35. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down. They'll run here with Ingram. They stopped short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. 2nd and goal from the 1. And again, it's Ingram. And the avenue collapsed for him as he's going to be held up short of the goal line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Now it's Jackson. And he's into the clear. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down the 47-yard line. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need